Welcome to Bible Quiz Tube. Bible trivia fans, put your Bible knowledge to the test with today's challenging Bible questions on the Old Testament Bible Quiz. This quiz has 25 questions and answers that test your knowledge of Abraham and other key figures and events in Genesis. Get ready to dive deep and see how many questions you can answer correctly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a quiz. Share your scores in the comments below. Let the quiz begin. Question 1. What was Abraham's original name before God changed it? A. Achan. B. Absalom. C. Abram. D. Abimelech. The valid option is C. Abram. The explanation. In Genesis chapter 17 verse 5, God renamed Abram, meaning exalted father, to Abraham, meaning father of many nations, as part of establishing his covenant and promise of countless descendants. Question 2. Which patriarch's wife gave birth to twins, one of whom was a skillful hunter? Choose wisely. A. Abraham. B. Joseph. C. Jacob. D. Isaac. You're on track. D. Isaac is correct. The explanation. Genesis chapter 25 verses 24 to 28 describes how Esau, the elder twin, emerged red and hairy, becoming a skillful hunter, while Jacob was a peaceful man who dwelled in tents, setting up their contrasting personalities and future conflict. Question 3. Who was the mother of Joseph? A. Rachel. B. Bilhah. C. Hagar. D. Leah. Option A. Rachel is correct. The explanation. Rachel was Jacob's second and favored wife who bore Joseph after years of barrenness. Genesis chapter 30 verses 22 to 24. Joseph would later become second in command in Egypt and save his family during famine. Question 4. What was the name of the place where Abraham almost sacrificed Isaac? Select 1. A. Sinai. B. Moriah. C. Horeb. D. Bethel. Good job. B. Moriah is correct. The explanation. Genesis chapter 22 verse 2 identifies Mount Mariah as the testing ground for Abraham's faith. Notably, this location would later become the site of Solomon's temple in Jerusalem. 2 Chronicles chapter 3 verse 1. Question 5. What was the exact age difference between Abraham and Sarah when Isaac was born? A. 12 years. B. 15 years. C. 13 years. D. 10 years. The correct option is D. 10 years. The explanation. Genesis chapter 17 verse 17 and 21 to 5 reveal Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born, while Sarah was 90. Establishing their 10-year age difference as an important detail in this miraculous birth narrative. Question 6. Which servant of Abraham was sent to find a wife for Isaac? Was it A. Eliezer. B. Laban. C. Eliezer. D. Nahor. The correct answer is A. Eliezer. The explanation. Genesis chapter 24 verses 2 to 10 describes how Abraham's oldest and most trusted servant, identified as Eliezer in Genesis chapter 15 verse 2, was sent to find a wife from Abraham's homeland, demonstrating the importance of maintaining family connections. Question 7. Which patriarch had 12 sons who became the tribes of Israel? A. Isaac. B. Abraham. C. Jacob. D. Joseph. You got it correct, C. Jacob. The explanation. Genesis chapter 35 verses 22 to 26 lists Jacob's 12 sons born from 4 women. These sons became the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel, establishing the foundational structure of the Israelite nation. Question 8. To whom was Joseph sold by his brothers in Genesis? A. Midianites. B. Ishmaelites. C. Egyptians. D. Canaanites. Excellent. The answer is B. Ishmaelites. The explanation. Genesis chapter 37 verse 28 describes how Joseph's brothers sold him for 20 pieces of silver to Ishmaelite traders who were descendants of Ishmael, Abraham's first son with Hagar, creating an ironic connection in Israel's history. Question 9. What was the specific sign the servant asked for to identify Isaac's wife? A. She would bring a lamb for sacrifice. B. She would offer water to him and his camels. C. She would know Abraham personally. D. She would wear a veil. B. She would offer water to him and his camels is the accurate choice. The explanation. Genesis chapter 24 verse 14 reveals the servant's prayer for a sign. The woman who would not only give him water but also offer to water his camels would be God's choice, demonstrating extraordinary hospitality and a servant's heart. You're doing great so far. If you're enjoying the quiz, hit the like button and subscribe for more Bible quiz content. Share your score in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Let's dive back in. Question 10. Which of Jacob's sons was born immediately after Rachel's death? The contenders are A. Benjamin, B. Joseph, C. Dan, D. Gad. The expected answer is A. Benjamin. The explanation. Genesis chapter 35 verses 16 to 18 records how Rachel named her son Ben-Oni, son of my sorrow, as she died in childbirth, but Jacob renamed him Benjamin, son of the right hand, showing both the tragedy and hope in this pivotal moment. Question 11. According to Genesis chapter 32, where did Jacob send messengers to meet Esau? A. The land of Canaan. B. The wilderness of Paran. C. The land of Seir. D. The plains of Moab. C. The land of Seir is the correct answer. The explanation. Genesis chapter 32 verse 3 states Jacob sent messengers to the land of Seir, Edom, where Esau had settled. This diplomatic approach shows Jacob's strategy to reconcile with his brother before returning to Canaan after years of estrangement. Question 12. Who sold the cave of Mpella to Abraham for use as a burial site? Decide between A. Aner the Amorite, B. Melchisedec, king of Salem, C. Abimelech the Philistine, D. Ephron the Hittite. The valid option is D. Ephron the Hittite. The explanation. Genesis chapter 23 verses 8 to 17 details Abraham's negotiation with Ephron the Hittite for the cave of Mpella. This purchase marked Abraham's first legal property ownership in the Promised Land, establishing a permanent connection to Canaan. Question 13. Who was the brother of Joseph who remained loyal and tried to save him? A. Simeon, B. Reuben, C. Judah, D. Benjamin. You're on track. B. Reuben is correct. The explanation. Genesis chapter 37 verses 21 to 22 shows Reuben, the firstborn, intervening to save Joseph's life by suggesting they throw him into a pit instead of killing him, planning to rescue him later, revealing moral complexity among the brothers. Question 14. What was the name of the Egyptian official who imprisoned Joseph? Take a moment to think. A. Pharaoh's baker. B. Pharaoh's cupbearer. C. Laban. D. Potiphar. Option D. Potiphar is correct. The explanation. Genesis chapter 39 verses 1 to 20 describes how Potiphar, captain of Pharaoh's guard, bought Joseph but later imprisoned him because of his wife's false accusations, demonstrating how Joseph's integrity was tested through injustice. Question 15. How many years of famine did Joseph predict would follow the years of plenty? A. 7. B. 10. C. 12. D. 5. Good job, A7 is correct. The explanation. Genesis chapter 41 verses 25 to 30 reveals Joseph's divine interpretation of Pharaoh's dreams. 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of severe famine, showcasing God's foreknowledge and provision through Joseph's wisdom. Question 16. What was the name of the woman who deceived Isaac into blessing Jacob? Only true Bible fans will get this. A. Sarah. B. Rachel. C. Rebecca. D. Leah. The correct option is C. Rebecca. The explanation. Genesis chapter 27 verses 5 to 17 recounts how Rebecca, having overheard Isaac's plan to bless Esau, helped Jacob disguise himself to receive the firstborn blessing, illustrating the complex family dynamics and divine providence in the patriarchal narrative. Question 17. What was the name of the land where Abraham first settled in Canaan? A. Shechem. B. Beersheba. C. Hebron. D. Bethel. The correct answer is A. Shechem. The explanation. Genesis chapter 12 verse 6 states Abraham's first settlement in Canaan was at Shechem, near the oak of Morah, where God appeared to him and reaffirmed his promise, making this location spiritually significant as the first divine encounter in the Promised Land. Question 18. Which son of Jacob was known for his eloquence and leadership among the brothers? A. Reuben. B. Judah. C. Dan. D. Levi. You got it correct, B. Judah. The explanation. Genesis chapter 44 verses 18 to 34 showcases Judah's passionate plea to Joseph, demonstrating his eloquence and willingness to sacrifice himself for Benjamin, foreshadowing his tribe's future leadership role and messianic significance. Question 19. How many years did Joseph spend in prison before interpreting Pharaoh's dreams? A. 5. B. 7. C. 3. D. 2. Excellent. The answer is D. 2. The explanation. Genesis chapter 41 verse 1 specifies that 2 full years passed from when Joseph correctly interpreted the cupbearer's dream until Pharaoh's dreams, revealing the extended testing of Joseph's faith during his unjust imprisonment. You're doing great so far. If you're enjoying the quiz, hit the like button and subscribe for more Bible quiz content. Share your score in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Let's dive back in. Question 20. How many years after God's initial promise to Abram, was Ishmael born? Is it A. 5 years. B. 25 years. C. 11 years. D. 40 years. C. 11 years is the accurate choice. The explanation. The timeline in Genesis shows Abraham was 75 when receiving God's promise, 12-4, and 86 when Ishmael was born, 16-16. Demonstrating the 11-year period of waiting that tested Abraham's faith before taking matters into his own hands. Question 21. What did Joseph's brothers dip his coat in to deceive their father? A. Blood of a goat. B. Mud. C. Blood of a lamb. D. Wine. The expected answer is A. Blood of a goat. The explanation. Genesis chapter 37 verses 31-33 details how the brothers slaughtered a goat and dipped Joseph's special coat in its blood to fabricate evidence of his death, cruelly manipulating their father's grief while concealing their treachery. Question 22. Who was the first person to bless Abraham after God's covenant? A. Isaac. B. Lot. C. Melchisedec. D. Nahor. C. Melchisedec is the correct answer. The explanation. Genesis chapter 14 verses 18-20 introduces the mysterious figure Melchisedec, king of Salem and priest of God Most High, who blessed Abraham and received tithes from him, later becoming an important typological figure for Christ in Hebrews chapter 7. Question 23. Which patriarch's story includes a famine that forced his family to move to Egypt? A. Joseph. B. Jacob. C. Abraham. D. Isaac. The valid option is B. Jacob. The explanation. Genesis chapter 47 verses 13-27 narrates how Jacob's entire family relocated to Egypt during the severe famine, fulfilling Joseph's earlier dreams and God's plan to preserve his chosen people while setting the stage for the Exodus narrative. Question 24. What did Lot do when he saw the two angels arriving at Sodom in the evening? Pick from. A. He warned them to leave immediately. B. He called the men of Sodom to greet them. C. He ignored them and continued sitting at the gate. D. He rose to meet them and bowed face down to the ground. You're on track. D. He rose to meet them and bowed face down to the ground is correct. The explanation. Genesis chapter 19 verse 1 depicts Lot sitting at Sodom's gate, immediately recognizing the visitor's importance and showing proper reverence by bowing low and offering hospitality, reflecting Abraham's influence and contrasting with the city's wickedness. Question 25. Why did Abraham's servant remain silent while watching Rebecca at the well? A. He was too awestruck by Rebecca's beauty to speak. B. He feared the local men might interfere if he spoke. C. He was carefully observing to see if God had answered his prayer. D. He was waiting for Rebecca to notice him first. Option C. He was carefully observing to see if God had answered his prayer is correct. The explanation. Genesis chapter 24 verse 21 explains the servant gazed at her in silence to learn whether the Lord had prospered his journey, showing his spiritual discernment in recognizing divine guidance through the fulfillment of his specific prayer request. Congratulations on completing all the questions. Thank you for joining us on today's quiz here on Bible QuizTube. Your engagement, every comment, like, and shared insight makes this community truly special. Together, we grow closer to God's Word with every question answered. Did today's questions challenge you? Share your score and thoughts in the comments. Your insight could inspire someone else and light the way for others. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell for tough Bible quizzes, trivia, and encouragement that inspire and challenge. Have a question or topic you'd love us to explore? Drop it in the comments. Your curiosity shapes the content we create and helps us grow together. Remember, every question brings us one step closer to understanding His truth. Until next time, may His word guide your steps and light your path. See you in the next challenging Bible quiz. Stay blessed.